On January 5th, I made 60 cents. That was my first day monetized on YouTube. And honestly, that number told me more about YouTube than any success story ever could. Because we hear about monetization like it is a finish line. You grind for months, you hit the requirements, you get approved, and suddenly everything is supposed to change. Ads turn on, revenue flows in, life upgrades overnight. But that is not what happened. What happened was an email, a quiet moment, and a dashboard that barely moved. And that is exactly why this matters. Everyone talks about getting monetized. Almost nobody shows what the first 30 days actually look like. The slow days, the flat graphs, the small wins that do not look impressive but mean everything. So in this video, I am breaking down my first month of monetization exactly as it happened. The views, the watch time, the subscribers, the revenue, and more importantly, how the income actually grows over time. Because the most interesting part is not the final number, it is the pattern. On January 5th, the approval email came in. After months of uploading, adjusting thumbnails, studying retention graphs, and pushing toward the watch hour requirement, I was finally in the YouTube Partner Program. There were no fireworks, no dramatic music, just a simple confirmation that ads were now turned on. I remember staring at the screen for a few seconds, expecting to feel something huge. Instead, it felt calm, almost quiet. The work was not over. If anything, it was just beginning. That is the first thing monetization teaches you. It does not change your channel. Your videos still have to perform. People still have to click. They still have to watch. The algorithm does not reward you for getting approved. It only responds to performance. The only difference now is that performance has a dollar amount attached to it. Let me show you what the numbers looked like. In the first 30 days, the channel generated around 79,000 views. It accumulated about 2,000 hours of watch time. More than 1,300 new subscribers joined. From the outside, that looks like strong momentum. The channel was moving, videos were being recommended, the audience was growing. But revenue behaves differently than views. When monetization first turned on, I refreshed the analytics page constantly, every 20 or 30 minutes, just to see if something dramatic had happened. Day one ended at 60 cents. That number was small, but it was powerful. It proved the system worked. Someone watched, an ad played, revenue was generated. It was real. But it also reset my expectations immediately. This was not going to be instant success. It was going to be gradual growth. The next several days were almost flat. This is the part most creators never show, the quiet phase. The graph barely moves. Daily earnings sit at $1 or less. Nothing feels viral. Nothing feels explosive. But underneath the surface, something is building. Monetization is not a magic switch. It's an amplifier. If your content performs, revenue follows. If it does not, nothing changes. Then something shifted. Not because one video went viral, not because of one massive spike. Instead, multiple videos started performing at the same time. One would bring steady search traffic, another would get picked up in browse, an older upload would suddenly gain suggested views. Each video added a small stream of watch time and revenue. Individually, none of them looked impressive. Together, they started stacking. That's when daily earnings began to climb, slowly at first, from cents to a few dollars, from a few dollars to consistent daily income. My highest single day during that period was $11.56. To some people, that number might not sound big, but to me, it represented proof. It was not random. It was not luck. It was multiple assets working together. It showed revenue compounds when your library grows. If a handful of performing videos can generate $11 in a day, what happens when you have 20 strong videos, or 50? That's when the long-term vision becomes clear. By the end of the 30 days, total revenue came out to $116.73. That's month one. Some people will look at that and think it's amazing. Others will think it's lower than they expected. Both reactions are valid, but what matters most is perspective. This was the first 30 days. The real power of YouTube monetization is not the first paycheck. It's compounding. Every new video becomes an asset. Every month builds on the last. While I'm recording this, I'm already 50 monetized days in. The numbers have already shifted. The real milestone for me is 90 days. 3 months of data tells a much clearer story than 1 month ever could. If you want to see what happens after 90 monetized days, subscribe. I'm documenting everything exactly as it happens. No hype, no fake screenshots, no overnight success stories, just real numbers and real growth. We are building this in public, and this is only the beginning. If you want to understand the bigger picture of YouTube growth and why there is still massive opportunity no matter when you start, check out my other video titled Why YouTube Will Never Run Out of Space and Why You Can Still Grow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.